Hello there, and welcome back to Non-Name Talks.
It's great to be here. Have you ever woken up after, a full night's sleep, maybe even a long weekend, and still felt just utterly drained?
Yeah.
Not just tired, physically tired, but like something deeper has just been wrung out.
Uh-huh.
You're definitely not alone there.
Mm-hmm. That feeling you're describing, that's pretty much the definition of emotional exhaustion.
Okay.
It's the state of feeling just completely worn out, drained because of stress that's just built up over time. Could be personal life, could be work. Often it's both.
Right.
And here's the key thing. It's seen as the absolute core of burnout. This isn't your everyday tiredness that, a good sleep fixes.
No.
It's deeper, more chronic. It accumulates.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. Today, our mission really is to explore this whole issue. We've got some recent research, expert guidance.
Yep.
We want to dive into the causes, which can be surprising, learn how to spot the signs, and then, importantly, talk about real strategies. What can individuals do? What can organizations do? Both to cope and, ideally, prevent it.
Right.
It's this kind of invisible burden, isn't it? It affects so many.
It really is. And what triggers it? Well, it's almost always a long stretch of constant unresolved stress. I mean, daily stress is one thing, but it's the chronic kind, the one that doesn't let up, that really takes its toll.
So, like what specifically?
Well, common triggers, you often see high-pressure jobs. Think nurses, doctors, teachers. Intense schooling can do it too.
Sure.
Or just working long hours at a job you really dislike. Then there's the huge responsibility of raising kids, ongoing money worries, being a caregiver for someone.
Yeah, that's huge.
Long divorce proceedings, even dealing with a chronic illness yourself. All these things pile up.
That accumulation.
Yeah.
I've wondered about that. Does it just hit you like a wall one day, or is it more of a slow creep, like something that just carries over day after day? What does the research say about how it builds and how we recover?
That's a really crucial point. There's research from the University of Toronto suggesting it often builds up kind of linearly through the day.
Linearly.
Yeah, peaking in the evening. And here's the really interesting bit. How refreshed you feel the next day. It's strongly tied to what they call prior evening detachment.
Detachment, so switching off.
Exactly. Your ability to completely disconnect from work or whatever the stressor is. If you're still mulling over work problems or, answering emails late at night.
What people do.
Constantly. Well, you start the next day much higher up that exhaustion scale. It's not about hitting zero every morning. It's about minimizing that carryover effect.
Okay, so if it's building like that and we're carrying it over, how does someone even start to spot it in themselves or maybe in others before it gets really bad? We've all had those days where you just need an hour alone when you get home. Is that just needing a break, or is it a red flag?
That's a critical question because the signs, they can be emotional and physical, often subtle at first.
Right.
You might notice just a persistent lack of motivation, trouble sleeping even when you feel exhausted, maybe more irritability than usual.
Yeah, I can see that.
Physically, it often shows up as chronic fatigue, the kind sleep doesn't touch. Headaches, maybe stomach issues, muscle tension. Emotionally, it can be feelings of hopelessness, being absent-minded, apathy, even sort of irrational anger sometimes, a general cynicism, pessimism, sometimes even just a sense of dread about the day starting.
And thinking about managers, beyond just spotting individual symptoms, what are the signs in a team or an organization? That detachment example, if someone needs intense detachment during the workday when they should be engaged, that's serious, isn't it?
It's absolutely.
John Trugikos, the researcher you mentioned, he emphasizes managers have a big role in creating environments where people can recover.
Yeah.
How does that actually work in practice?
It definitely translates organizationally. You start seeing increased inefficiencies, maybe a rise in people calling in sick, general disengagement.
Okay.
So what can be done? Well, individually, lifestyle stuff is key, eating healthy. And here's something interesting. Research suggests even small diet changes, like cutting back on processed foods, can really impact mental energy by helping regulate blood sugar. It gives you a surprising boost many people overlook. Then there's regular exercise, even a 30-minute walk daily. Aim for about 150 minutes a week, moderate activity, and prioritizing sleep, that's 7 to 9 hours.
Okay, those are important. We hear them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone's already feeling completely drained, overwhelmed, are big lifestyle changes truly actionable? It can feel like another thing to do.
That's a fair point, a really vital one.
What's maybe the most impactful first step someone can realistically take when they feel like they have zero energy left.
Instead of a total overhaul, yeah, focus small. Prioritizing that psychological detachment we talked about is huge. Like
Yeah.
actively blocking time where you are not thinking about work or the stressor.
Okay.
Practicing mindfulness, even just 5 minutes, meditation, journaling, it helps center you, reduces that immediate stress.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting with a friend you trust, getting support, taking micro breaks during the day, seriously, just 2 minutes to stretch or look away from the screen, those matter.
Small things.
Small things add up. And look, if it feels truly overwhelming, professional help like therapy, that's essential, non-negotiable.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And flipping it back to the organization,
Mm-hmm.
it's not all on the individual, right? What can companies, managers do?
Absolutely not. Managers need to actively encourage breaks before people hit empty. Foster a culture where it's okay, expected even, to disconnect in the evenings. Maybe schedule emails so they only send during work hours.
Right.
They can also help manage workload prioritizing, maybe letting employees have more say in deadlines. Research consistently shows that when people have more autonomy, more control over how they do their work,
Yeah.
they accumulate emotional exhaustion much more slowly. That control is incredibly protective.
So wrapping up here, emotional exhaustion is clearly widespread. It hits everyone from, Gen Z feeling crushed by workload expectations to frontline healthcare workers dealing with immense pressure globally.
Mm-hmm.
And the impact it cuts deep into performance, health, our relationships. It affects all of us.
It really does.
Yeah.
So maybe the thought to leave with is this. Considering how easily this exhaustion can build up and lead straight to burnout, what's one single step you can take, starting today? Either to spot those earliest signs in yourself or maybe in your team,
Right.
or to proactively start refueling your emotional tank before it gets close to empty.
That's a powerful question. Maybe take a moment to reflect on that. Could it be setting a clear boundary? Could it be prioritizing that detachment for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe reaching out, offering support to someone you see struggling, taking that one step,
Mm-hmm.
it really could make all the difference.